Health. So I started playing it as a arc, standard arc totem. So I transitioned it into the Ice Spear critical totem. So I find it really powerful, able to clear almost all the content, big tier maps, no problem, pretty good mapping, and boss especially very good single target DPS. So we're talking about the gear, like why I choose this certain gear and the items and also the skill tree. So firstly you want to get critical. So this is like an Ice Spear critical build. So I'm using both daggers to greatly increase my critical chance. So my first one, this is like a budget build, very cheap. So it has cold damage, which is great for our Ice Spear. So it has critical chance and crit multiplier, which is the most important, and spell damage. You need cold damage if possible, but spell damage is fine. Crit multiplier is very important as well. So second, the other item is crit chance. Aspect of Spider is one of the aura we use, very powerful, slow nearby enemies, and they take more damage, very useful. And at cold damage, attack speed meh, so mainly the crit multiplier and the cold damage and chance to freeze. So higher chance they get freeze, and we are playing critical, so they shatter. Even if they don't get freeze and shatter, the critical damage is very strong from this build. So our helmet we are using mainly looking for life and mana roll with resistance, because we are playing mind over matter, so mana is like a second HP. So this one got both life and mana, and also a 30% increase and in unfeedable curse effect, so it's really good, and some resistance. So we link it to cast when damage taken, phase run and vortex. So the reason why I put phase run and vortex is sort of that when you take a bit of damage, you can just run away, and the vortex help to freeze and crowd control them. You can change to other stuff as well, but I prefer this setup. So flame dash with faster casting, and usually I put like a portal here, portal gem. And for lightning golem, we use lightning golem, we put minion life support, and of course minion elemental resistance and a little bit of damage for them. So we use essence worm, of course the most important thing, so that we reserve lesser mana. We use Heaven of Eyes, so that we add more cold damage. And for the other ring, you just get the standard mana, HP and resistance. You can go for better ones that have damage. So amulet we use, this is mainly for the offensive, but also for the dexterity, because in this build you really have trouble getting the dex you need to equip items. So this helps with the attributes, and it has faster cast speed, crit chance, which is pretty good, spell damage, and also projectile speed and projectile damage. If you are playing without projectile speed, it might not feel very smooth, because the totem might shoot very slowly, the projectile, and enemies moving around might not get hit. So we are using Shroud of the Lightless, a very underrated powerful armor. So this armor has a very, I feel like it's really strong but very underrated, and it's very cheap now. It's only 5 link. So it gives mana, which is really good for us, and it is sort of like a 6 link because it has elemental penetration. It has a lot of energy shield and evasion, and it gives HP and mana. So for every abyssal jewels, it gives extra 1% life and mana. So our jewel we are using, of course, crit multiplier, life, and cold damage. The other jewel as well, but the other jewel I haven't changed it yet. But of course we want crit multiplier, life, and cold damage. So we link spell totem. The reason why we use multi-totem is good, even though it has lesser damage. It beaten their lesser damage, but it's stronger because we can get 5 totems, and 1 totem can shoot up to 8 projectiles. And we are playing a critical build, so the chance, and if each projectile crits, it is way higher damage than lesser totem. So we have a lot of totems, a lot of projectile. If each projectile crits, the damage is obscene. Really, it kill boss like really fast. So next we take controlled destruction for the increased spell damage. The reason why we have lesser, the reason why we use this even though there's lesser critical chance, because we already have a lot of critical chance. That's why we can afford to use this. And also Ice Spear has a built-in critical chance. So you can use this for the beefy spell damage boost, right? So our gloves, we go at a standard. The reason why I took this, it has a dexterity. I really need the dex to equip like gems and items. Of course, you really need the dex. You need to find items and craft dex, even in the late game. But it's okay. So we have energy shield and all those resistance that I need, and a little bit of HP, and very good is the projectile damage. Next, we use the Stygian Vice to synergize with our Shroud of the Lightless. You can use a Darkness Entrance for the 2 Abyssal. Jewels is, I think that will work really well, and you have to find jewels that give both resistance, and it will really synergize well with the Shroud of the Lightless. So for boots, we use a 2-tone boot. It has a built-in base that has cold and lightning resistance, which is really great, and it has HP and movement speed. You really need that 30% movement speed. No matter what character you play, you have that movement speed. Right. So we're gonna talk about our flask of choice. Very standard. We're gonna take a quick your life flask, your mana flask. We use a lava gal, spirit, diamond flask for the critical, and the quicksilver flask, and of course the sulfur flask. It's a very budget build, very cheap. All these items cost a little bit of chaos here and there. Even this armor is like 50 chaos. You can craft the 5 link yourself easily. So I can talk about the jewels first. So this build I use 5 jewel sockets. You can see here there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4. Hold on. I remember I got 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there's 4. I plan to get 5, I think. But there's a lot of socket and it's very powerful. So the gems we took, this for example, it's very cheap. It's only at 9 chaos. So you can see we want increase in percentage cold damage. Multiplier, very important. This additional stat, projectile speed is great. Here, and this, we use this 34% reduced totem damage and fire 2 additional projectiles. And so we can see we use GMPs, multiple totems, and this thing that reduce a lot of damage, but we still get a 6,000 DPS. So you can see the damage is very high, but the thing is you cannot just look at this DPS alone. The DPS of this build is really high because it shoots 8 projectiles. All the projectile deals a lot of damage because of the creep. So you can get even better roll. You can get up to 30%. Yeah, we can get up to 30%. Get at least around below 34. It's really cheap. So all our jewels are basically just cold damage and crit multiplier. For this we have totem damage and fire resistance, which is really great. And this one is also just damage and has a life. The reason I take life is survivability for the totem. You want it to survive. So the reason that's why I took this point here. So you can see I go down here. So I took the speed to cast the totem. Here has a life, but I want to take this 16% resistance. So it's get really tanky. This one is great, but it's not very good. 10% life. I rather take resistance, so it take a lot lesser damage. So for this, I didn't take this for the extra placement speed. Instead, I take this. It sounds like a higher damage. No, you can take either of these, but I prefer the left side for more damage. So we take Mind Over Matter, a very big note, Keystone, Mind Over Matter, and standard HP and mana. So for this, we take Alchemist because it will greatly boost the effect of our flask, like sulfur, so we get a lot of damage boost and it lasts very long. And we go all the way to the right side and the left side as well. For the crit multiplier, critical chance, crit multiplier, critical chance, and HP. Over here we have a lot of crit multiplier as well. You can go down here and grab attack damage, attack spells and all. If you want to have more damage, you can go up here and grab the cold damage. Towards the right side, Heart of Ice is very good. You can grab this, but I think I prefer Heart of Ice. We can go up here and grab this entire chunk. Will greatly boost your damage as well. Left side we got crit multiply and HP of course. And that's very standard, very simple build. So we can see we cast our totem really fast, and with Hierophant we get power charges just by casting our totem. So before the map starts, we wanna inside the map we just wanna spam our totems and get the charges. You can get up to 3 and 3 charge. You can see so the first ascendancy and grab Pursuit of Faith, so you can get extra totem, which is really beneficial to boost your damage and your other stats as well, but mainly the +1 totem is really powerful. Next you want to grab up to here, more damage, so 3% more damage per totem. So you summon up to 5, you get a lot more damage boost than you think. That's why we want 5 totems instead of 3 and 5 totems. You can tank more stuff. If either one die, there's still 4 more to help the tank, and you can spread them out. Next you want to grab this Conviction of Power, so you get endurance charge and power charge, and you also deal more damage and take less damage. It's a very powerful ascendancy as well. For the last one, you can grab either a really ideal last ascendancy to grab. You can grab this for more damage, and Arcane Search if you are using Arcane Search, but unsettled to grab for more survivability. Grab this, increase mana regen and increase maximum mana, and also 10% damage taken from mana before life, so have more survivability. Of course you can grab other stuff, like this one is pretty good as well if you are using Arcane Search, but other than that I recommend this lineup. So you go up here, then you get Condition of Power, then the last one you get Divine Guidance. So it's a very simple build, not much things to press, just run around, press a flask, press your totems. It's a very good build, I guess, easily clearing all those red maps. So this is my guide. If you have any questions, you can post in the comments down below. You can see we have a lot of survivability. You can see HP 4.3k, 1k energy shield, and 1.5k mana, which can be counted as our HP as well because of Mind Over Matter. So if you calculate all together, it's nearly 8,000. is it 5 5.8 7.8, yeah, about 8,000. I deal a lot of damage and the resist is max. You can see it's very high, 80, 121, 80, and chaos is only 26. And if we spam a lot more, the damage goes up and the resist goes up. Oh, I don't know. But you take lesser damage, right? Because of the ascendancy. So it's sort of like your resistance go up, but you just take lesser damage. So it's very, very powerful. I recommend trying this build out. It's really cheap and I don't see anyone using this build. I only see people using Arc. So early game, leveling up with this Ice Spear is quite slow. So I recommend leveling up with Lightning, Arc, Standard Arc Totem. Basically I respect this whole tree like 3 times to 4 times because I was playing Elemental Arc, then I changed to Critical Arc, and then I changed to Ice Spear. Then I have to respect and play around, and I found that this is the most optimal setup. Of course, we also have this, I forgot to mention, Shaman Dominion at the extra critical damage. It's really powerful. So that's it for my build. Any questions, let me know. Thank you.